Hello friends, today we're going to be talking about a new website we put up, speakergenerator.com. I'll put the link in the video so you can go there and take a look. It is a free of charge, completely comprehensive electrical, mechanical website that talks about how to build your speaker from top to bottom electrically, and it'll determine all the parameters for you, for your woofer, your port, your Zobel, your crossover for your tweeter and woofer. Does all the calculations you'd normally find on various websites that you have to dig through and put all together. This is an all-in-one, complete instructional website on how to build a speaker from top to bottom. Not the cabinetry, but it does darn near everything else for you. So let's just start with part one, which is the Woofer Analyzer. We'll start there. Let's type in here 8 ohms, typical home speaker or driver impedance. 8 ohms is normal. Sometimes you'll get a 4 ohm tweeter or something, but 4 ohm woofers are usually used in cars. Now, you guys can argue with me about that, but it's because they want to generate more power from the amplifier. So 8 ohms is a standard woofer impedance, meaning resistance. Let's move on to sensitivity. Sensitivity means that the lower the number, the more amplifier power it takes to drive it to a certain level. The higher the number, the less amplifier power it needs. So I'd say 90 on E3 and above is a pretty sensitive speaker. Usually only large drivers can do that, usually. So 89, we'll just type in something a little better than that. Let's type in a 91 sensitivity speaker. That's kind of nice. Moving on from there, FS, that's the frequency response that the woofer can play down to its lowest possible ability. So you want a woofer that's going to obviously play low. If you want deep bass, you're going to look for something, 40, 32, 30, 24, 25, 20 if you're lucky. If you're looking for a woofer and you see a 75, you're not going to get deep bass out of that. I don't care what box you put it in or what port you're going to use. It cannot play lower than its rated frequency response. Just can't do it. It's not capable. It'll just drop off. So we're going to put in a nice number here. Let's put in, oh my goodness, let's put into 30 hertz. That's a nice deep number. It'll play pretty good in a nice box. Okay, QTS, that's a tricky one. That's the quality of the suspension. Now, higher QTSs, say like, I'll just give a number, random ones, 0.7 or something like that, means that the woofer suspension is rather loose. It'll need to be in a sealed box. The lower QTS means that the woofer suspension is rather stiff, like a stiff suspension in a car. It can be in, say, a ported box or something like that, or in a baffle-less design. Now, we're going to put in a nice number here, a 0.5, which is middle of the road. So, woofer size, we're going to put in a 12, but that's a nice size woofer. We're going to now analyze it. Okay, works well in a ported box, 12-inch woofer, should be 40 to 80 liters, medium, large to large. And that'll allow it to produce, with the right port, the best possible bass. Now let's change a few parameters here and make it a little different. Sensitivity isn't going to really matter, but we're going to put it in 85. The FS is going to be a little higher, say 50. The QT, now we're going to whack that out of here. We're going to put in an 8. Now that's best suited, not seated, we can seat it, in a sealed box, tight controlled bass, because the suspension is looser, so a sealed box gives it more back pressure, which tends to hold the woofer in place better. This is not suited for a baffle-less design. Now, after this, we're going to be moving on, but not today, to a port length. Being that we decided I like to decide to put the woofer in a ported box because it plays lower and we get a little more efficiency out of it. So this is going to be our next subject in chapter 2 or part 2, where we determine and talk about ports. Speakergenerator.com, visit it, it's free, no cost, top to bottom design.